Let's call the May 13th budget meeting to order. First thing on the agenda is the pledge led by Board Member Tiffany Johnson. Thank you, Ms. Johnson. All right, number 2 there, Mr. Spurlock.
All right, number 2, we got an update on the 2019-20 general purpose budget. Item A, updated value of property tax pennies worth of $794.71 for the school, $933,651 for the rest of the county. Revenues are up $500,000, with the $150,000 being in interest. If you'll turn to page 5 there, you will see how that breaks down in terms of the educational GP fund and also the educational capital projects. And below, you'll see how it's divided up, estimate of divided up between the county and the city, and the resulting amount there.
And Mr. Spurlock, that net increase was about wiped out by the Supreme Court ruling that the mixed drink tax should stay with the cities.
So that was an update there.
That was an update after this.
Gotcha. Wow.
Yeah.
How much is that actually going to impact it?
We had 400 and I had 490 in the budget for next year. I've just changed it to 0. Laverne, 490,000. Yes.
Almost
That's
half a million.
Laverne, Smyrna, Murfreesboro, and Eagleville.
All righty then.
Yeah.
So that kind of wiped out that.
Yeah, that wiped out the increase in the penny and the interest income.
Oh, me.
And then we anticipate the May BEP estimate to come out sometime this week.
Yes, sir. And on the property and casualty insurance, I'm asking that they re-examine the allocation on the liability insurance. The property is up naturally. We have added 2 more schools. But I was not happy with the liability insurance number. I think it needs to be re-examined. We do have potentially a larger liability, but in the way our claims have been going in recent years, we have had less in settlements. So I don't know if that will change or not, but the budget will have to be updated. Those numbers came Thursday, and clearly there were some things that needed clarifying. So there was no need to update the budget until we get those clarifications.
Okay. Other GPS budget.
Okay, other GPS-related businesses.
Mr. Spurlock?
Yeah.
I didn't know if there was anything that the board members
Yeah.
wanted
Okay, yeah.
to
'Cause
ask about.
anything on the GP, any other GP budget?
Yeah.
We haven't changed
We
anything.
haven't changed anything since that April 23rd version that included the 5%, the change to 5% raise. No changes.
Okay. All right, let's move on to number 4.
All right, number 4 is the revised Fund 143 for the 2019-20 Centralized Cafeteria Fund budget. The Centralized School Nutrition Fund has been updated to reflect the 5% raise that is proposed, that was proposed for the 2019-20 school year, and the resulting deficit of $1,262,422. You can find that on page 6. All we've done there, I think, is Mr. Sandvig has added in what the raise would bring that a deficit to. Is that correct?
And that was a net increase to the deficit of about 212,000, and that includes FICA, Medicare, and retirement on the full-time people.
Okay. Any questions on that? Should you read the motion?
Yeah, I'm going to read the motion.
Okay.
Motion to revise the proposed 2019-20 centralized cafeteria fund budget to reflect revenues of $19,466,036 and expenditures of $20,728,458 as presented.
Okay, we have a motion.
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Hodge. Second.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Young. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Number 5.
Okay, these next are amendments to the general purpose fund 141, and I think you can find them through 7 through 11, or I can't remember. There's quite a few of them there, 12 through 13 or so forth. But these are routine cleanup amendments for the 2018-2019 budget amendments for non-labor items, and final revenue amounts will be presented at our June 6th board meeting. A is medical insurance. This amendment reallocates $228,000 in already budgeted medical insurance to the budget lines based on the staff we have in place towards the end of the school year. No new funds are being requested, and this $228,000 is 0.48% total of the $47,773,665 in medical insurance that is already included in the 2018-19 general purpose budget. Motion to amend, 2018-19 general purpose budget by reallocating $228,000 in already budgeted medical insurance to the budget lines based on the staff we have in place towards the end of the school year as presented.
Any questions? So moved, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Mr. Jordan. Second. Second. Thank you, Mr. Hodge. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Certified staff.
All right, B is the certified staff amendment, reallocates $150,076 in already budgeted pay for certified staff and the related $7,244 in benefits. This $150,076 is 0.08% of the budgeted of $192,061,318 for the certified staff. These changes are due to changes in staff since the budget was prepared, changes in experience and or degree, changes in the experience and or degree, and vacation payouts. Motion to amend the 2018-19 general purpose school budget by reallocating $157,320 in already certified salaries and benefits to the budget lines based on the staff we have in place towards the end of the school year as presented.
Questions? Need a motion on that?
Move to approve.
Thank you, Mr. Young. Second.
Second.
Ms. Young. Ms. Johnson, thank you. I'm sorry. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
All right, C, classified staff. This amendment reallocates $239,538 in already budgeted pay for classified staff and the related $37,370 in benefits. This $239,538 is 0.63% of the budgeted $38,102,566 for classified staff. The changes are due to changes in staff since the budget was prepared, training for the new attendance system, changes in experience, and vacation payouts. Motion to amend the 2018-19 general purpose budget by reallocating $273,908 in already classified staff salaries and benefits to the budget lines based on the staff we have in place towards the end of the school year as presented.
Any questions? Okay, we need a motion on that?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Thank y'all. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. D,
All right, D, grants and other revenues. This amendment adds $64,797 in grants and other revenues and related expenditures to the general purpose school fund budget. $25,000 for tobacco settlement funds for alcohol, tobacco, and drug education. $20,000 state through the county for walking track at Laverne Primary School. $4,797 CTE equipment grant to Central Magnet. $15,000 for school-based health services for contract with Stellar Therapy funding nurses. Motion to amend the 2018-19 general purpose school budget by $64,797 in grants and other revenues and the related expenditures as presented.
any questions?
So moved.
Ms. Sharp, second.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. That's a kind of amendment we need, Mr. Sanford. All right, number 6.
Number 6, 2018-19 budget amendment for Fund 143, centralized central cafeteria fund budget. This amendment keeps the budgeted $1,396,155 deficit in this fund. Revenues are being increased by $191,475, and the net increase in the expenditures is also $475. That's hard for me to say tonight for some reason. Contracted maintenance and higher food costs are line items requiring most of this increase. Motion to amend the 2018-19 centralized cafeteria fund budget by increasing both revenues and net expenditures by $191,475 as presented.
Any questions on that? Do need a motion?
Move to approve.
Mr. Hodge, second. Mr. Young, thank you.
I second. He made the motion.
Mr. Young made it and Terry seconded. Okay, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. 7.
All right, number 7 is Fund 177 Building Program Amendment that we'll be using for to help purchase the additional land that we're going to be looking for on the western end of the county. This amendment cleans up budgets for our various building projects, the yellow column, and then moves available funds into the blue column from complete or nearly complete projects in order to provide $2,040,199 in additional funding for the third school site that the commission approved last year and the $300,000 that we may need at Rockville High. Now, before we go through these amendments and these, Mr. Lee, can you tell me approximately how much money we currently have available in the money that was borrowed to purchase land? Do you know by any chance?
No, sir, until they close on the property out here at Walter Hill, which they're supposed to do this week, we hope. Once all that's done, then we'll know what those final 2 figures are, and then we'll know what we have left.
I'm thinking around $3 million. Am I?
That's pretty close.
Yeah, somewhere around that neighborhood, maybe a little bit farther right, farther left, or a little less. I'm thinking that's how many much anyway. But anyway, the cleanup amendments are in the yellow are as follows. $1,302,887 for Rocky Fork Elementary, $2,500 for the Oakland Middle Annex, $2,500 for the Roy Waldron addition, $466 for Rock Springs Elementary addition. Move other projects amendments in the blue. $42,878 John Coleman, $1,884,691 for Oakland Middle Annex, $5,895 for Smyrna Middle renovation, $300,000 for the Rockville High, $409,235 Siegel High, $2,500 for Roy Waldron addition, $670,573 for elementary land, $1,369,626 for secondary land. Motion to approve the building program budget amendment that cleans up a total of $1,308,353 within the budgeted line items. Provides $2,040,199 in additional funding for the third school site that the commission approved last year, and provides $300,000 for Rockville High with funding coming from other projects that are complete or approaching completion as presented.
Any questions? Need a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Ms. Sharp.
Second.
Mr. Hodge, thank you. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Mr. Spurlock, if I can just, more
Sure.
for new board members, the $1.3 million at Rocky Fork Elementary, when the budget is approved, we don't have site costs broken out. That is a large part of any amendment in this cleanup process. We've worked toward we used to amend much more often. We've worked with a process to a courthouse where within the budgeted dollars for that project, they don't worry if we could go $1 million into site. The separation between construction and site comes down to insurance values. We don't have property insurance on the site improvements. But when we issue the contract, it would just be a guess. And then we'll have other items that we will have savings on. We tend to be conservative in these. Rocky Fork Middle and Oakland, we both moved some money into those projects, being on the conservative side. So we were certain the construction was funded. Normally, we have some money left, but we try to be conservative while we're going through the projects. So we'll do a big cleanup, like this Rocky Fork one, and then we will do a smaller cleanup as we get closer to finishing the project and move any actual dollars to another project, which that's what you see in the items.
Okay. Number 8 there.
All right, number 8, Fund 189, Capital Projects 2018-19. A project needs to be added to be approved for the 2018-19 capital projects so that the rock face at Rock Springs Middle can be dressed up with pre-split rock before the school starts back in August. There has been some shifting of the rock due to rain. The cost of the project will be $223,096. $168,130 is available from the Blackman High chiller budget, and the remaining $54,966 can be covered within that budget. All right, before we get into the motion, Mr. Lee, would you talk to us a little bit about that, what occurred and everything?
Yes, sir. Most everybody's aware at Rock Springs Middle on the west side, there's a very tall rock wall that half moons around the school. On top of that wall, about half of it from the south to the north, they sloped back and shotcreted it like you see on the side of the interstate to stabilize the bank. The rest of it, the other half coming north, they cleaned it up and they felt like it was stable when the school was built. Over time, due to rain and erosion and this, that, and the other thing, the dirt underneath some of these large boulders at the top has been washed away by the rains. The recent rains that we've had have really intensified this, and we've had some boulders. There's 3 there now that are about 25 feet across. They're very large, and they've rolled off the top of the wall. So we've got those areas barricaded off, and what we're going to do with this money, which we've already bid out the project, we're going to go down there with the grading equipment and knock all that loose material from the top down, and then we're going to shotcrete the other half of the wall like was done before, clean all the mess up, haul it off, and stabilize that area. And then basically that's it. It's kind of unsafe at the present time.
Will this kind of shore everything up?
Yes, sir. That's the intent. It should, yes.
So once this work is done, we don't anticipate this kind of erosion or this kind of thing happening where we're going to have to come back again.
That is correct.
It's kind of, reminds me of a bunker or something, you know, with a rock wall around it. Kind of like Wilson, I think it's Wilson High, what's the name of that high school in Wilson County that's got?
Wilson Central.
Wilson Central,
Wilson
it's kind of like that, too. I imagine that was some pretty good land at one time, right?
Very beautiful land at one time.
All right, motion to add $223,096 project to dress up the rock face at Rock Springs Middle School to the 2018-19 capital project budget with funding to come from savings from already completed projects.
Okay, any other questions? You need a motion? Thank you, Mr. Jordan. Second?
Second.
Ms. Johnson, thank you. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
On our next budget meeting, will be held in conjunction with the Health and Ed on the 21st at 5:30. Will we have anything available to us prior? We will have some updated numbers. Is that correct?
I don't know.
Perhaps.
Perhaps.
If we do get those numbers, I would like to get those out to the board members prior to this
Yeah.
meeting.
Right now, all I anticipate is perhaps some changes in revenue.
Revenue.
Other than that, property and casualty insurance, and I may not have that by then, because this is going back.
If we get any numbers, and it may not be a lot, but if we get anything that changes the revenues, we'll get it to you prior to
Well,
the
and
meeting.
we can discuss it Monday night at our work session.
That's right, we do have a work session on Monday night.
Yeah, I doubt I will hear back on the insurance this week. I'm hoping, well, maybe very end of the week to Monday, so.
Just to get a little update on the meeting, just a brief budget thing that went over the other night. There's a lot of moving parts to the county's budget, would you not say?
Yes, sir.
So that, I mean, there's a lot of demands, I think that's maybe, or requests maybe. And when you look at the projected revenues and the proposed expenditures, it gets pretty intense. There's a pretty good sized deficit.
Okay. Have anything else? If we go through this packet, do you want to go through it, or you just want us to look at it?
It was everything.
That's everything y'all have voted on. If you want to look through and ask any questions.
Right.
This is routine stuff at this meeting, nothing new, challenging. So.
Well, if there's nothing, anything else from anybody?
I just, if we could, we meet with Health and Ed, it's their meeting, right? Week from tomorrow night,
A week from tomorrow night, yes, sir, at 5:30.
5:30? I'm sorry, did you say 5:30?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and it's, I'm ready to saying this out loud, just maybe. Commissioner Allen, chairperson, and she will chair that meeting, right? And I'm really saying this maybe for the benefit of our wonderful two new board members. Generally speaking, Health and Ed gets the opportunity to ask questions first. And they ask those questions of you sometimes, but of the director almost always. And in the past, it has been I'm not sure it's a policy. That's probably too strong a term. But, and I haven't discussed this with Mr. Spurlock at all, but this is his job and yours, and perhaps Mr. Lee as well if it's construction. Jeff Jordan is not going to be commenting unless somebody asks a question directly of me, which I can almost promise you is not going to happen. But at any rate, is that generally how it works?
Generally, it is a voting meeting for y'all, but we try not to have anything you have to vote on. because that distracts from trying to get help,
Right.
all the information to Health and Ed and get them to be ready to approve and send it on to the commission's budget committee.
I'm not arguing with you. You're a much smarter guy than I am, but I've never heard that before. The school board can vote that night?
It is a voting meeting for us on, if we put something on the agenda, but we try not, we have only done it a couple of times. We try not to do it.
I don't remember.
It's a distraction to the overall meeting. If something came up that was major, that we had to make a change, we could do that. And the last time we did it before the Health and Ed meeting, so that they had an approved change.
Right.
But, yeah, we try not to do that. That has been unusual.
So the budget, I said that wrong. The Health and Ed Committee, it's their meeting, they can vote.
They can vote.
Budget can ask questions if they so choose. I don't remember a meeting where Ms. Nolan was not here.
Right.
She's here every time, and I believe Mayor Burgess was here every time, so, and perhaps other people as well.
Now, is the meeting at the courthouse, or is it here?
right here.
Okay, I was going to say, I thought we'd already, but when somebody said it's their meeting, it sounded almost as if we were moving, so, okay.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Nothing else, we'll be adjourned.